Hello everyone, I'm Amanda Cooper with V103 and 1380 WAOK. I'm here on Fulton Industrial Boulevard with the family of 19-year-old AJ. He is an autistic youth that was arrested here at this Bojangles here, as you can see, off Fulton Industrial Boulevard just a couple of days ago. Now I'm here with his mother and father. Tell us what happened to your son.
I was called out here to the Bojangles Saturday night in response to my son being an irate customer. I explained to the police officers that he did have autism, and they asked me if I could come pick him up or they were going to take him to jail. So I advised the officers that I would pick him up and take him home. So when I got on scene, the police officer had him face down on the ground back here in the parking lot at this Bojangles restaurant, and proceeded to hold him down until I advised him that he would never calm down as long as they, kept him pinned down, because he doesn't like that. So once he got into Indian style position, he did proceed to start calming down. I got him into my car. I spoke to Grady and the police a little further. I took my son home, and without 10 or 15 minutes of being at home, he passed out. His eyes were up behind his head, and he went into cardiac arrest. It appears to be, because we ended up having to do chest compressions on him and perform CPR.
Well, I just want to thank you so much for sharing your story. I know it's very difficult to talk about it because this is recent, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
When did this happen? When did this incident happen?
It happened last Saturday, November 16th, around about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
8:30. Now, you're here with your attorney.
Yes.
Have the police released any information, or there been an autopsy report showing exactly what caused this young man's death?
The autopsy has been performed. It has not been released. It is a preliminary autopsy. And I spoke with the medical examiner this morning. The cause of death right now is undetermined. The police has issued a police report, but we do not have any body cam videos. As you can see, there are videos on the store here, the Bojangles, the restaurant. We just went in and talked to the staff, and they do have video of the incident. They turned the video over to the police, but the police have yet to turn that video over to the family.
Now, this is disturbing. This is like another young youth that's been mishandled by the police. The one thing that struck me is you say your son was autistic.
Yes, ma'am.
And they handled him how again?
They pretty much, held him face down on the ground, and a lot of autistic kids don't like to be confined, so they don't like hugs, so they generally don't take well to people trying to keep them held down.
We understand that you have to restrain people at times who may be agitated, but there has to be a better way to do this without it resulting in death.
No, you said that they put a paper bag over his head?
It wasn't so much a paper bag, but when she arrived, and she can speak to this, but when she arrived on the scene, her son was lying face down on the concrete, and there was something over his face. We have a photo we can provide, and a video we can provide to you of that. But his face was definitely covered. He was definitely handcuffed, and the police officer was kneeling on him with a knee in his back.
Was there anything that the police officer or the community have they reached out to your family?
They recently just reached out
This
morning to want to speak with us. But as far as any of the things that transpired, they have not spoken of, no.
Now, as your attorney, have they said any reason why their cam was not on?
Well, we don't know if it was on or not. They just have not provided any body cam video. It may have been on. They just have yet to release that footage to the family or even say if they have it.
No.
We do know they have it from the restaurant, though. We've been advised recently that they do have video footage from the restaurant that the police has. They have not provided that to the family either.
Now, as an attorney, have you heard of that being the standard procedures that police would use in order to detain someone by putting their knee in their back and putting something over their head?
Well, no. This is torture. I mean, I understand the restraint techniques. We have seen this knee in the back technique used around the country before resulting in the death. If it is a standard practice, it needs to change. But having a knee in the back, handcuffed, and face covered, I've never seen that.
I know this is very hard for you. Tell us about AJ.
AJ was pretty much a genuine soul. I'm not going to say he was the perfect kid. He has autism, so they do have their sporadic moments of, when they can't have things their way. But for the most part, The community loves him. The schools loves him. Teachers, other officers. The response that I've been getting from the community, from Conyers, has been amazing. As far as everybody that actually knew him and actually looked out for him.
It raises a good point that I'm not quite sure if you were aware of, that the EMS that came here to the scene did not treat AJ. They looked at him. He was with his mother, and they just let them go without any kind of aid, no vital signs whatsoever. And then they get the call. EMS gets the call 10 minutes later to their house. The same EMS that came here to Bojangles went to their home when he had basically passed away. So it was a lack of treatment and a failure on the EMS staff to render
No
aid.
treatment here.
Right, no treatment here at all.
So you work for the city of South Fulton.
Correct.
And the same county and the same city that you work for didn't even help your only son, your only oldest son.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
How heartbreaking is that for you?
Well, from my understanding, because I talked to the guys, I actually know the guys personally, and they said that when they got here, PD told them that they spoke with the mom, and the mom is an EMT, so PD canceled them on scene. So actually, in their report, they put no patient found on scene because they're going all PD word that the mom is the EMT. But you're supposed to treat and get a refusal, even if the mom or dad is an EMT. So, like I say, I talked to the guys. I talked to them while we was on scene and after the scene. So
They're supposed to legally get the mom to sign a do not transport form.
yes.
Who were you holding responsible for the death of your son?
We think all three entities are responsible. I mean, we got reports that several employees threw chairs at AJ during the confrontation. They overreacted. The police overreacted. There was excessive force in how they treated AJ. And then finally, Grady, no treatment. So we are actually looking into all three of these entities being responsible for his death.
Did you say throw chairs at him?
This is what we've been told, and we're waiting for another point of this, other than getting the autism word out about treating autistic patients and having people more aware of autism and how to treat them by the police. We also want anyone who was here at the restaurant on that Saturday night that may have seen anything, because we're being told on social media that they were throwing chairs at him, but no one has come forward to us yet. So if anyone who was here that night, please come forward and let this family know how this confrontation started.
Like I said, we just want justice for my son. If anybody saying anything November the 16th around 8:30 that night, please forward any type of information to the Harper Law Firm, myself and my wife.